Imagine this. You're in a conversation. Nothing explosive, nothing obvious, but something feels off. The other person twists what you said, just slightly, enough to make you pause. They repeat your words back to you, but not the way you remember saying them. And suddenly, you're not defending your point anymore. You're defending your memory. You start wondering, did I say it wrong? Am I remembering this correctly? That's where it begins. You leave the conversation feeling drained, mentally tired, emotionally foggy, and instead of calling it out, instead of saying, that's not what I meant, you stay quiet. You smile. You nod. You swallow the discomfort, because silence feels easier. And in that moment, it feels polite, mature, safe. But that silence is the mistake. Because silence doesn't stay neutral. Silence teaches people how to treat you. The mistake is simple, but powerful. Not enforcing your boundaries when they're crossed. You feel it immediately. That tightness in your chest. That inner resistance. A friend guilt trips you into doing things you don't want to do. A colleague subtly disrespects you in front of others. A partner dismisses your emotions like they're inconvenient. And instead of responding, you minimize yourself. You tell yourself, it's not worth the drama. I don't want to create tension. Maybe I'm just being sensitive. So you say nothing. Here's what's really happening beneath the surface. Human beings are wired to avoid conflict. Not because we're weak, but because, historically, conflict meant danger. Your brain doesn't distinguish between physical threat and social threat. Rejection, disapproval, confrontation. To your nervous system, they all register as risk. So when a toxic person pushes your boundaries, your brain activates fear, not logic. And fear doesn't say, stand up for yourself. Fear says, stay safe. So your brain chooses silence. Because silence feels like protection. But psychologically, that silence sends a message. Not to them, but to your own mind first. The message is, I don't have permission to defend myself. And to the other person, the message is even clearer. Submission. Toxic people learn fast. They test boundaries quietly at first. Small comments, subtle disrespect, light manipulation. And when you don't push back, they take note. They learn that they can cross your boundaries without consequences. So they do it again and again, each time a little worse, a little bolder. Your confidence slowly erodes. Their sense of control grows. This isn't loud abuse. This is quiet conditioning. That's how power shifts. Not through force, but through silence. A woman stayed silent while her boss embarrassed her in meetings. He interrupted her, dismissed her ideas, made jokes at her expense. She didn't want to seem difficult, didn't want conflict, so she stayed quiet. Months passed. Her confidence disappeared. Her workload increased. The disrespect became normal, not because she deserved it, but because silence trained him. The moment she finally spoke up, calmly, everything changed. Not because she fought, not because she got aggressive, but because she stopped staying silent. That single shift rewired the dynamic. So how do you take your power back? First, you notice discomfort. That uneasy feeling isn't weakness. It's information. It's your boundary being crossed. Second, you speak clearly, not emotionally. Not long explanations. Not apologies. Simple statements. I'm not okay with this. I need this to change. No arguing. No over-explaining. That's not confrontation. That's clarity. And clarity is threatening to toxic people because it removes confusion. Their favorite tool, the one silent mistake, is failing to enforce boundaries. And today, you stop making it. Because toxic people don't lose power. When you fight them, they lose power. The moment your silence ends, your voice is not dangerous. Your silence is.